Now, Hollywood star Jennifer Garner has proved that she's still a bit of a daddy's girl because at the age of 48, she's asked her dad for his permission for her to get her ears pierced. You're 48 years old, and she asked him. So can you ever be too old to ask for your parents' permission? Janet, I just laughed when I heard this because you probably didn't ask your parents for any.
I was going to say, when do you have to start asking your parents for permission? What age?
Yeah. Can you remember? You must have asked permission for something.
The only thing I ever asked my dad permission for was when I was well into my 40s and I wanted to know how to plant runner beans. And frankly, I managed quite well without any permission.
That's kind of advice rather than permission, isn't it, I suppose? But I think Jennifer Garner was basically saying, you know, she was brought up with a very strict and very conservative father, and he wouldn't let her get her ears pierced as a child, so she then felt the need, even though she was old enough to just go and do it herself, Kelly, she felt the need to ask her dad. Did you relate to any of that?
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I come from quite an old-fashioned family where, you know, we asked permission before we got married, you know, all of those kinds of things. But for me, I kind of got myself into like a sticky situation with money, and my dad was always really good with money. So even now, if I'm making like a big decision, like for example, even now I'm like looking at buying a house, and I'll always give him a call and say, look, Dad, look, these are the figures. What do you think? And I know that he's got that knowledge that I maybe haven't. I mean, he's been living like 20 years longer than I have. So surely there's something I can glean from him. I remember my granddad. Oh, bless my little dad. My granddad gave me some really good advice too. I mean, he never, ever missed a day's work in his life. You know, he was always a really hard worker. And my granddad always said to me, you've only got 2 feet, why do you need more than 1 pair of shoes?
Oh, no, we do need more than 1 pair of shoes, don't we?
Yeah, us girls do, yeah.
do you still ask your parents ever for permission for anything?
No, and I think the fact that none of us have really come up with anything permission-wise just shows that we don't. But I did find it hard to tell my parents I was pregnant because I just felt like I was basically, I might as well, I remember sitting in the cafe with Wayne, ready to tell them, and just being so nervous because I said to Wayne, I might as well have picked up the phone and said, Mum, Dad, I'm having sex. And that's how it felt for me.
As an adult.
As an adult. And Wayne was like, Frank, we've been living together for ages, you know. I think they know. I was 24, so I was quite young. Yeah.
I know the first time I lost my virginity, I had to go and visit my mother in hospital, and she looked at me.
And she knew?
She knew. No need to ask permission because it wouldn't have been given.
Yeah, I can't remember asking permission for anything from my parents, but I was saying earlier that...
Is that because you thought they'd say no anyway?
Well, yeah, you know, most of the things I thought I needed to ask for were probably things I knew that they wouldn't approve of, so I would just do them and go, oh, sorry, I've already done it. But I do have those things that stick in my mind, like we saw earlier, me in my dressing gown at lunchtime. So if I'm at home in my dressing gown at lunchtime, I think about my mum. I get quite a bit jittery. I was like, oh, crikey, it's lunchtime, I'm still in my dressing gown, or chewing gum. So it's not permission, it's things that my mum would disapprove of.
You dealt with that bit of chewing gum you stuck
I've eaten it, it's all right, it's gone now. I put it in the bin eventually. But it is funny, isn't it, how those things stick with you?